Colorado High School Activities Association Baseball is on Morgan County's B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network today from Eddie Underwood Field at Legion Field. It's a Longs Peak League clash as the visiting Severance Silver Knights take on the Fort Morgan Mustangs. I'm John Beltran for the Mustangs. They're looking to snap a two-game losing streak with both losses coming to Mountain View, and both were close games. A 12-11 loss on the road and then a 3-1 setback that happened on Saturday. And as for Severance, Severance is sitting at 5-1 in league play, 8-3 overall, and the Mustangs are 1-5 in league play and 4-7 on the season. So here we go. We'll get to the starting lineup here for Severance. And batting first for the Silver Knights in their 12th game of the season. From the right side is Ty Adam, the right fielder. Nolan Hertzke will hit second. He's the shortstop. Mason Bright, the pitcher, bats third against left-hander Trey Romero. Bryson Ferris, the left fielder, is the cleanup hitter, followed by Dylan Jost. Joe Tamburo as the pitch, squared on and fouled on the bunt to the screen. Augustine Dominguez at 7th, Ryan Awuniak hits 8th, and Shane Gockley hits 9th. First pitch today at 3:55. Severance has been dominant this season. Swung on and drilled deep into left center field. And to his left is Aguirre. Won't get to that baseball. And he fields it on a hop throw to second. And that's going to be a stand-up double on the second pitch of the game from Ty Adam. For the Mustangs defensively, Jason Diaz at first. Joseph Layton's the second baseman. Over at third is Jaden Carrera. The shortstop is Charlie Langford. Noah Aguirre in left. David Keller in center. Chase Redding in right. Tyler Baker behind the plate and Trey Romero, the left-hander for the Mustangs, going in at 1-1 with a 6.56 ERA, and the breaking ball is outside. And if that pitch is going to be called a ball, it's going to be a very tight strike zone. Against Nolan Hertzke. Open stands for the right side. The stretch looking back, the pitch, and that's low. Hertzke is hitting .513. Severance as a team is batting .354. There's a reason they're on top of this Longs Peak League. 2-0. Breaking ball is up and away. 3 balls and no strikes. Mason Bright is on deck. Severance in their navy blue pinstripe uniforms. The Mustangs in the blacks with the white pants. Fastball, a strike on the inner half. 3 balls and 1 strike. On a beautiful afternoon in Fort Morgan. 75 degrees. The pitch swung on and tapped along the third baseline, and that trickles foul. 3-2 here to Hertzke. Yeah, it was a little bit of a shock when Severance split with Niwot, which split with Frederick, which split with Fort Morgan. They lost 6-4 at home on Thursday, but then beat Niwot yesterday, in fact, 11-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Stepping off is Romero. Yeah, don't want to be preoccupied. That's exactly what the runner at second wants you to do. Think about him. I mean, he's already there. You can't do much. You got to go after the hitter at 3-2. The offering fastball is very high. It's a walk. And here is Mason Bright. Doesn't get much easier. We go from .513 to .469. Another right-handed hitter for Severance. These two teams will hook up on a much colder day on Thursday in Severance. And the offering. And the breaking ball's a beauty on the outer half for a strike. Belt high, it's 0-1. Off of second is Ty Adam. He led off with a double. Hertzke at first. The offering. Breaking ball is up and away. Yeah, Tyler Baker can frame all the pitches that he wants, but those are not going to be called strikes. No way. The umpire's establishing the zone early. And the 1-1 pitch. Swag and a miss with a fastball right by Bright. It's 1-2. It appeared that Bright was expecting breaking ball. Took a late swing at that one. A ball and 2 strikes to the opposing pitcher. Runners take their leads. The pitch. And that one's in the dirt. Took something off it. Blocked by Baker. It's 2-2. With the Mustangs not having played since Saturday, the only one really not available is Jaden Carrera. He went 6 strong innings. 2-2. Long look to pitch. Breaking ball is up and away. Again, took that long look to second. That's something that you just don't want to do. Again, you're throwing yourself off rhythm. We've already seen 2 examples of Romero after he had those long pauses throw a ball right after. 3-2. Swung on line, base hit into left field. Here comes Aguirre. He'll field it on the second hop. Rounding third is Adam. The throw towards the plate is cut off. It's an RBI single by Bright. And Severance leads 1-0, 3 batters into the game. Here's Bryson Ferris. Hitting .400. Ferris is the starting left fielder for Severance. Yeah, at this point, I wouldn't worry too much about the runners. When Romero's worried about him or just taking a long pause, he's not throwing the pitches he wants. And that time, he kind of quick pitched Ferris in the dirt. Nice block by Baker. 1 ball and no strikes. A double, a single, and a walk to begin the game. Baker lays down the sign. The offering. And that's a fastball for a strike on the outside corner. Nice spot. First pitch today brought to you by Equitable Savings and Loan. Borrow locally from people you know. Equitable has been providing personal bankers to help you through all the steps. Stop by one of 10 locations across the plains or visit equitable-savings.com. Long pause again. And a step off. Yeah, there are disruptive and inconsistent patterns with the last 3 hitters. Pitch, including that one, breaking ball up and away. Yeah, once you've got one rhythm going, stick with it. You can't place too much emphasis on the base runner. 2 balls and 1 strike. Romero looks back, comes home. Fastball is just off the plate. Again, a tight strike zone. 3 balls and 1 strike. Most definitely a hitter strike zone. 1 pitch away is Severance from loading the bases. Nobody out in the first inning. 1-0 Silver Knights. And Romero steps off, no throw. And I think that's the issue right there. It's the first inning. You're not going to be consistent when you're looking back, stopping, going, stopping, the pitch. That's a fastball for a strike at the knees, 3-2. Oh, they called it low? Oh, my gosh. I thought he had rung up a strike, but it was called low, apparently. Man, this is a major league strike zone, if even that. The bases are loaded for Dylan Jost. Let's see if that applies both ways. A .310 hitter is Dylan Jost. Open stands, right-handed hitter, bases loaded, nobody out. 1-0 Silver Knights in the first. The pitch swung on and popped up. Foul territory behind the plate. Baker to the screen, runs out of room. Into the stands. At this point, you concede a run for an out. If you can go into the dugout down maybe 3-0 at worst, you're not in bad shape. The stretch. And the 0-1. Breaking ball is a beauty on the outer half at the knees. It's 0-2. And this is the first time that Romero has been way ahead of a hitter. This is KPRB Brush Fort Morgan. also known as Morgan County's B106. The offering swung on and grounded a short. Charlie Langford's going to go to third for the force. That'll be 5-6 run scores as Hertzke crosses home plate. Give Jost the RBI. 2-0 Severance. But that was the play to make. Here's Joe Tamburo. Another returning starter. Only hitting 192. The pitch. Swung on, lined off the end of the bat, caught by Langford, and then he dives on the bag to double up the runner. Bryson Ferris, it was a line drive right behind the second base bag, and it was his momentum carrying over towards second base. With the ball in his glove, Langford placed his right hand on the edge of the bag to double up the base runner. Well, not too bad at all for the Mustangs. 2 runs on 2 hits. No errors and 1 left. Let's head to the bottom of the first. In Fort Morgan, Severance puts 2 on the board, and the Mustangs are coming to bat on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. The Mustangs starting lineup, trailing 2-0 in the bottom of the first, is brought to you by B&B Appliance. With over 30 years of experience, B&B Appliance can help match the appliances to your needs. Stop by at 502 Ensign Street in Fort Morgan. Batting first is the shortstop Charlie Langford. The pitcher Trey Romero hits second. The number 3 hitter is David Keller. The cleanup hitter is Jason Diaz. Batting fifth is the left fielder Noah Aguirre. The catcher Tyler Baker hits 6th. Second baseman Joseph Layden hits 7th. Chase Redding, the right fielder, hits 8th. And Jaden Carrera, the third baseman, hits 9th. Dylan Jost at first. Ryan Uuniak at second. Joe Tamburo's at third. Nolan Hertzke at short. The pitch. Foul to the backstop. Bryson Ferris in left. Shane Gockley in center. Ty Adam in right. Augustine Dominguez behind the plate. And hard-throwing right-hander Mason Bright. 4-1, a 2.69 ERA. Fastball, a strike. On the outside corner, thigh high, it's 0-2. To Charlie Langford. The pitch. Swung on and tapped right back to the mound on a breaking ball that was nearly in the dirt. Soft toss to first. Got a little bit lazy with the throw. But Langford is out number 1. That'll send up Trey Romero. Keep in mind, Langford by far the best hitter on this team. 515. The pitch. Fastball down and in. Romero hitting 324. You've got Keller on deck, who's batting 333, but nobody's in the 400s with enough at-bats, enough plate appearances, that is. The offering. Fastball is grounded off the pitcher towards the shortstop, barehanded, off balance, throw to first, and that's going to be all the way to the screen. It skips by. It'll be a base hit. That'll be scored, an infield hit on the off balance throw by Hertzke. And the Mustangs come up with a base hit. Lopez, Angel Lopez, will be the courtesy runner for Trey Romero. And here is David Keller. The Mustangs down 2-0 in the bottom of the first inning. The stretch by Bright. The pitch. Fastball is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes to David Keller. The offering. Fastball is low. Yeah, this right-hander Mason Bright can really bring it. Mustangs have to time him out well. Short lead at first. The offering. Fastball swung on and missed. That was above the letters. Would have been tough to do anything with that pitch. 2-1 to David Keller. 1 on, 1 out, bottom 1. Lopez with a very conservative lead. Now he goes. Pitches in the dirt. It skips all the way to the screen. Dominguez has to chase it down. That's a stolen base for Lopez. 3 balls and 1 strike to David Keller. Well, if Niwot can beat this team, the Mustangs have a shot despite their record. The offering, way outside, overthrew that pitch. Backhanded by Dominguez. Keller walks. So first and second with 1 out for Jason Diaz. Hitting a respectable .267. This is where you can be a difference maker in the lineup. Open stance. And the pitch in the dirt. Little changeup. 1 ball and no strikes. Trying to get the Mustangs chasing is Mason Bright, but they're not budging at all. Off of second is Lopez. Keller at first. Long pause, the 1-0. Way outside. 2 balls and no strikes. And again, pretty much a hitter strike zone. Not that that would have been called a strike even with a pitcher strike zone. 2 balls and no strikes. And the offering. Breaking ball is in there for a strike. Pitching backwards. Down the middle at the knees. It's 2-1. An RBI single and a ground out to score the 2 runs for Severance, the pitch. And he waved at a pitch in the dirt on a breaking ball. It's 2-2. That's why you got to watch out for those. He figured he'd go back there with that pitch, and it worked. 2-2 to Diaz. Bright looks back. The offering. And that went behind him to the screen off the glove of Dominguez. And the runners advance on the wild pitch. Now this is a critical pitch to Jason Diaz. You can get Aguirre up there with the bases loaded. The infield will play back. Just a ground ball to the infield. Except the pitcher, the offering. And that one bounces in. It's a walk. Let's see what Mason Bright had going in. There'll be a visit to the hill. Again, we documented 4-1 with a 2.69 ERA. But this is very uncharacteristic. 41 strikeouts and 7 walks in 28 2/3 innings. He's walked the last 2 batters. So this is very awkward for Mason Bright that he would walk even, forget about 1-2 in a row. Mustangs need to take advantage in the first inning. Aguirre hitting 156. You get a fat fastball and drive this thing. Never know what happens. They had the bases loaded and nobody out against Mountain View in the 6th inning. Could not score. The pitch. That's a bender, but low. A ball and no strikes to Noah Aguirre. Runners take their leads. The offering. Foul tipped into the glove on a hard swing by Noah. It's 1-1. 2-0 Severance. Bottom of the first inning. Bases loaded for the Mustangs. The pitch. Swung on and fouled. A late swing. 1-2. Well, you're thinking one of 2 things. A breaking ball or a high fastball now if you're Mason Bright. The pitch. And that one hit him. Tried to throw a breaking ball, and it hit him on the left side of his body. That'll force in Lopez, and the Mustangs are on the board. It's 2-1. Man, Mason Bright is completely out of rhythm. Let's see if Baker can deliver. Hitting 125. And the bases remain loaded with 1 out. The pitch, up and in. Yeah, I think Bright is overthrowing this baseball. A lot of pitches have been upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. And the pitch. Swung on and driven in the air to left field. It should be caught. Catch is made. The tag, the throw towards the plate. It's right there. And it's safe is Jason Diaz. But I think he left early. I believe he left early. Let's see if they're going to appeal. And they do appeal, and he's going to be out. He did leave early. Yeah, that's a good call. He did leave early. There's no question about it. And the inning is over. As we head to the 2nd inning. With the score, Severance 2, Fort Morgan 1 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. All right, we're going to check here. I did video that play 2-1. And let's see if I got the... I thought he had left a tad early from third base, and Jason Diaz would have scored. And it was close. I'm going to check it again. Going back on that, it would have given the Mustangs a tie game. But I had a feeling that Severance was going to, and they didn't even appeal. The catcher just went all the way to third and stepped on the bag. And let's see. I mean, it is close. Boy, it is really close. I mean, he barely, I think, was off the bag, but it is super close. Judging by the naked eye, I thought he was, it was very close. Closer than I thought, but anyway, the pitch is upstairs to Agustin Dominguez. So no run scored. A potential sac fly is wiped away. And the 1-0. That's a fastball for a strike. Took something off it from Trey Romero. 7, 8, and 9. Severance leads 2-1 in the second inning. And the pitch. Breaking ball is tapped foul along the third baseline. Yeah, I'm going to keep my, let me see if I can slow this thing down. One ball and 2 strikes. Oh, boy, it's close. It is really close. The pitch. Breaking ball is upstairs. Two balls and 2 strikes. The pitch. That is a little bit low. Wow. Well, this has turned into a very tight strike zone. That could have been rung up easily. 3-2 the offering. Swung on and grounded to short. Langford bobbles it, picks it up, and that's going to be an error. He misplayed a routine ground ball. I mean, it was right at him. No tricky hop. He just didn't look it in. Then he dropped it twice. That'll bring up Ryan Owuniak. Courtesy runner at first is Braden Kirksey. Owuniak, a right-handed hitter. And the pitch. That's a fastball for a strike. No balls and 1 strike. Yeah, hopefully that play doesn't cost the Mustangs the game, the pitch. And that's a breaking ball in there for a strike on the outside corner. Owuniak is hitting .333. Short lead at first. The pitch. Swung on and lifted into right center field. Long run for Keller. That one might drop. That one will drop. The play towards second, and it's a base hit. And that's just too bad. That was hit in the perfect spot. So it's a base hit for Owuniak. And that'll bring up Shane Gockley, hitting .280. For Severance, that's their 3rd hit of the game. We had a ball get loose somewhere. Severance leads 2-1. Nobody out and 2 on in the top of the second inning. Looking back, the pitch, squaring to bunt. That's taken for a strike. On the outer half, just above the knees, it's 0-1. Kirksey and Owuniak on the bases. Romero looks in. Throw back to second, and that one skips underneath Langford into center, backed up by Keller. Again, don't worry about that runner too much. That's what that's exactly what they want you to do. You go after the hitter. I mean, he should have 2 outs now, but an error, and then that Texas leaguer, nothing the Mustangs could do about that defensively. The pitch, squaring to bunt in the dirt with a breaking ball. One ball and one strike. The stretch. And the offering. Swung on line, base hit into left field. Kirksick will step on third. They're going to hold him right there. Aguirre's throw comes all the way through. And the bases are loaded. And back to the top of the order for Ty Adam, who doubled and scored. And that's why you cannot commit errors to begin an inning like Charlie did on a routine grounder to short. I mean, quite frankly, Romero, he's fallen behind a couple of hitters, but he's pitched well enough that he deserves a little bit of a better fate. Here's the stretch for the left-hander. The pitch. Breaking ball is up and in. One ball and no strikes. And the offering. Swung on and lifted to right field. To his left is Chase Redding. And he's going to make the catch. The runner will tag. Throw goes all the way home. Baker's going to apply the tag. And out at the plate is Kirksick on a perfect throw from Chase Redding. The other runners hold. Oh, an excellent throw. And Baker applied the tag as Kirksick was trying to slide along the foul line on the third base side, and there's two down. Tremendous play. That's a game-changing play. That'll go 9-2. Here is Hertzke, who walked and scored in the first. And Romero steps off. Tremendous play made by Redding. The pitch swung on and lifted foul and out of play. No balls and one strike. Here to Nolan Hertzke. Well, this is crazy. The Mustangs have had two double plays already, one by Langford, the other from Redding to Baker. The pitch, and the breaking ball is blocked by Baker. One ball and one strike. Looking back, the pitch. Fastball is low. 2-1 to Hertzke. Romero to the plate. Swing and a miss. Right by him at the letters. It's 2-2. Romero one pitch away from getting out of a 2-on, nobody out jam. Yeah, he has fought hard in this game, even though we're just an inning and a half in. 2-2. The pitch. Breaking ball swung on, grounded to second, and Layden has it play off his body, and Ned tries to throw to first and does for some reason. It's an error on Layden. And the bases are loaded. And the Mustang defense in the infield has been obviously below average with those two errors. Mason Bright singled in a run. The pitch. Breaking ball is fouled off to the right. I mean, there's not much more Trey Romero can do. He's got to get some defensive help in the infield. No balls and one strike. 2-1. Severance, top of the second. The pitch. Breaking ball is outside. Yeah, that's off the plate. Without a doubt. It's a good pitch, but it was definitely off the plate. 1-1 to Mason Bright. Romero delivers. Swung on, driven down the left field line. That's going to score two, maybe three. One run is in. Here comes a second run, and the trail runners around third headed towards the plate, and the throw will not be made as Hertzke scores. It's a bases-clearing double for Mason Bright. He's got 4 RBIs. Those runs are all unearned, and Severance leads 5-1. And again, this is not on your pitcher. 2 errors defensively for Fort Morgan. All those runs unearned in this inning. That'll bring up Bryson Ferris. Coach Langford out for a visit. Yeah, when you're playing a team of this caliber, you cannot make mistakes of any caliber, but especially the top team in the Longs Peak League. And you have a massive swing in the last inning plus. That'll send up Ferris, who walked. The pitch swung on and popped up into shallow right center field late, and the second baseman is out, and he'll back up and make the grab. And Severance is retired in the top of the second inning. 3 runs on 3 hits, 2 monumental errors, and 1 left. We head to the bottom of the second inning. It's Severance 5, Fort Morgan 1 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. I'm John Beltran. Let's head to the bottom of the second inning. The pitch from Mason Bright, swing and a miss. Joseph Layden down in the count at 0-1. Mason Bright has 4 ribbies at the plate, and that's in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike. Layden batting .125. And the pitch swung on and fouled to the backstop. It's 1-2. Yeah, looking at that fly ball hit by Baker, that line drive to left field, I still think that Diaz left a smidgen early. And that is, well, he swung at that pitch. I guess he did on a fastball below the knees. No appeal there. I thought they would appeal, but it's a strikeout on that fastball, 1 down. That'll bring up Chase Redding. Hitting .208. And once a pitcher of this caliber settles in, watch out. He had 2 walks and a hit batter in the first inning. The pitch swung on in line towards right center field. Long run to his right, and making the grab is Ty Adam for the out. That ball was struck well by Chase Redding, but it's flagged down. Jaden Carrera out of the 9-hole at the plate, a freshman hitting .217. I'll say this, Fort Morgan's had some solid plate appearances against this right-hander. And he's working out of the stretch with the bases empty. The pitch foul to the backstop. That fastball was right down the heart of the plate. Carrera had a good swing. No balls and 1 strike. Had the defense been up to par, this would be a 2-1 game, but instead it's 5-1 with 2 outs and the bases empty. In the bottom of the second, the offering. Fastball is up and in. Count levels at 1-1 to Jaden Carrera, the third baseman. Laying down the sign is Dominguez. Bright to the plate. Swung on and grounded weakly to second. Charging, gloving, sidearming to first for the out. And a 1-2-3 inning is Ryan Awuniak. As we head to the third in Fort Morgan, Severance 5, Fort Morgan 1 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Mustangs have got to keep it at a 5-1 game. Trey Romero will face the 5, 6, and 7 hitters Dylan Jost, Joe Tamburo, and Augustine Dominguez in this top half of the third inning. Severance has 5 runs on 5 hits. Breaking ball, a strike on the outside edge. Fort Morgan 1 run on 1 hit, but they've committed 2 errors, and one of those was a killer. And the offering. Breaking ball is outside. No, that's definitely outside. I mean, I know it's a tight, but the strike zone's established. It's the third inning already, the pitch, and that's in the dirt. 2-1. It's definitely a hit or strike zone, but it's an adjustment now for the pitcher. Swung on and grounded into left field for a base hit beyond the lunging Langford. 6 hits for Severance. Jost is 1 for 2. Joe Tamburo hit that line drive behind the second base bag. Caught by Langford, then he doubled up the runner at second. Mustangs have turned double plays in each of the first 2 innings. The other one were Redding throughout. Runner trying to score from third on a fly ball. The pitch, strike on the inside corner. No balls and 1 strike. Romero's at 51 pitches through 2+ and a swirling wind. Yeah, he's got to step off the mound. That wind is picking up dust. Oh, my gosh, that is picking up a lot of dust. Everybody's got to step away. Wow, that's crazy. No balls and 1 strike. The pitch, fouled with a breaking ball. Right behind the plate, it's 0-2. One ball and 2 strikes. Make it 0-2. Throw back to first, nothing doing there. One-stop shopping does exist at Stubbs Gas and Oil. Gas, food, and all your travel accessories off I-76 and exit 66A in Wiggins. Fastball is upstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 on, nobody out, top of the 3rd inning. Severance 5, Fort Morgan 1. From the belt to the plate. Swung on and lifted foul. Not a play off to the right. Well spotted by Romero. Angel Lopez now playing second. I think that was a move that was necessary following that critical error, unfortunately, by Layden in the second. The offering. Swung on and lifted down the left field line. If it's fair, it's trouble, but it's drifting foul. Count remains at 1-2. Mustangs back in action coming up on Thursday. 4 o'clock on B106. And they'll be on the road against Severance. Off of first is Jost. 1-2. Romero. Long pause. Delivers. Curveball is outside. 2-2. To Joe Tamburo. Romero again pauses. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him on the off speed on the inner half, and there's 1 down. And for Trey Romero, that is his first strikeout. Here is Augie Dominguez. He reached on an error by Charlie Langford to begin the 2nd inning rally. The offering. Swung on and popped up in the infield behind the pitcher's mound, who's going to call for it. Langford on the second base side makes the catch. 2 down. There's Ryan Awoniak, who had an 0-2 pitch that he was able to deliver for a base hit. And Trey needs those. He needs a 1-pitch or 2-pitch batter so he can get through at least 5 innings. Conservative lead at first. The pitch. Fastball is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Severance with 2 runs in the first and 3 unearned in the second. Mustangs got a run in the first. It's 5-1. Pitch. Swung on and line towards right field, but cut off by Lopez on 1 hop, and he throws to first for the out. Nice athletic play by Angel Lopez, and a ball that was struck off the end of the bat. And just like that, the top of the 3rd is history. No runs on 1 hit, no errors and 1 left. 2.5 complete in Fort Morgan. In this Long's Peak League clash, it's Severance 5, Fort Morgan 1 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Charlie Langford leads off the bottom of the third inning. First two pitches are outside the zone. It's 2-0. Mason Bright, the right-hander, as Langford now steps out. Charlie grounded back to the mound his first time up. The pitch swung on, line foul down the right side. Fort Morgan's had a very good offensive approach. Right now, if you had to rate their approach offensively, very good. Pitching, pretty good. Defense, not so good. Swung on and fouled off to the right. Two huge infield errors. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here to Charlie Langford in the bottom of the third inning. The pitch and the breaking ball is a called strike 3. Langford is caught looking, and there's one down. And Mason Bright has recorded his second strikeout. Romero singled off the pitcher his first time up. The stretch and the offering. Fastball is up and away. 1 ball and no strikes to Trey Romero. 5-1 with 1 out and the bases empty in the bottom of the third. Out of the stretch and the offering. And that breaking ball is right down the middle for a strike, and the count is level at 1-1 to the sophomore pitcher. And the offering. Swing and a miss and a fastball at the letters. It's 1-2. Covering all electric work from residential to commercial to agricultural. Battery Electric, 970-521-1030. The pitch swung on and fouled off to the left. Count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. To Trey Romero. And the pitch. Swing and a miss and a ball in the dirt. The catcher, Dominguez, has to pick it up along the third base side. Throw to first is going to be late. It's a strikeout, but Romero reaches. David Keller walked his first time up. The stretch and the offering. Fastball swung on and missed. That was power against power with that first delivery. No balls and 1 strike. 5-1 Severance in the bottom of the third inning. Short lead at first for Romero. The pitch swung on and popped up foul along the third base side. And Joe Tamburo will run out of room. 0-2. To David Keller. The Mustangs have 1 hit in the game, and Severance has 6. 0-2 pitch here comes to David Keller. Here it is. Fastball is way outside. A ball and 2 strikes. Jason Diaz is on deck. At the belt, to the plate, in the dirt. Nice take by Keller on the breaking ball. Might have had a little changeup action there, too, and 2. Romero with a short lead at first. And the 2-2 to Keller. Swing and a miss and a fastball tailing away. Second strikeout of the inning. 4th of the game for Mason Bright. Jason Diaz walked in his first plate appearance. The stretch and the offering. Fastball is a strike on the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike. Mason Bright comes home, swung on and grounded to third, and right underneath the glove of Tamburo into left field. That could not have been any easier. We've had some bad infield play now on both sides. That was just botched. Noah Aguirre was hit by a pitch, forcing in a run. I'm not sure how Tamburo missed it. That's an easier play than both Langford and Layden had for Fort Morgan when they committed errors in the second inning. First and second, let's see if the Mustangs can capitalize. The pitch, swing and a miss. Went with a high fastball there. It's 0-1. 4 o'clock first pitch coming up on Thursday from Severance when the temp will be about 20 degrees cooler. The offering, that's taken for a strike on the inside half. It's 0-2. One with pure gas on that one. No balls and 2 strikes. Might go with a breaking ball or high fastball. The 0-2, low. One with a fastball below the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Noah Aguirre. Mason Bright has struck out 4, including 2 in this inning. Looking back, and the pitch, fouled. Solid swing there by Noah. Count remains at 1-2. Romero at second, Diaz at first. The offering, fouled again on a breaking ball that time. Well, Aguirre is hanging in tough. Noah's got territory in there into right center if he can hit it into right center. Big gap over there. The pitch, fastball is high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. With 2 outs and 2 on in the bottom of the third. Severance 5, Fort Morgan 1. Dominguez lays down the sign. That sun is heavy now. Runner goes. Swing and a miss on a pitch that was way above the strike zone. And Mason Bright strikes out the side in the third inning. No runs, no hits. 1 error and 2 left. We head to the fourth in Fort Morgan. Severance 5, Fort Morgan 1 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. All right, let's head to the fourth inning. And it's Severance 5, Fort Morgan 1. I had the base runner wrong in the second inning. It was Keller at third. Watching the replay, man, that was really close. Here is Shane Gockley, who singled his first time up, 9-1-2 against Trey Romero. Five to 1 Severance here in the fourth. The pitch swung on and popped up. Right side, second baseman Lopez ranges in and squeezes it for the out. 1 down. Ty Adam has doubled and hit that fly ball to right that ended up being a double play on a perfect throw from Redding to nail the base runner. Here's the wind and pitch. Breaking ball is high. 1 ball and no strikes. And the offering swung on and tapped foul along the third base side. 1-1. And the pitch, and that bounces in. 1 ball and 2 balls and 1 strike. 1 out. In the top of the fourth inning, Romero delivers. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball in the dirt. Count levels at 2-2. To Ty Adam. And the offering swung on line, foul up the left side. Count remains at 2-2. And the pitch inside with a fastball back to Adam off the plate. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Sun is out in full force, and the wind is starting to whip up a bit. And the payoff pitch. Breaking ball called strike 3. That was nasty. Oh, Ty Adams strikes out looking. He was expecting fastball, and Trey Romero pulled the hook on him. Second strikeout for Romero. I think he's getting stronger now. Nolan Hersky walked and reached on that error that led to 3 runs. 0 for 1, the pitch. Breaking ball, a strike. Outside corner. Thigh high, it's 0-1. And the pitch. That's taken for a strike. Well, they're going to say he swung. I don't know if he swung that much, but it doesn't matter. It's 0-2. Romero looking to make this a very quick top of the 4th inning. The offering swung on and tapped foul along the third base side. No balls and 2 strikes to Nolan Hersky. And the pitch in the dirt with the off-speed 1-2 to the Severance shortstop. Here it is. Breaking ball called strike 3. And Trey Romero delivers a 1-2-3 inning. 3 1/2 innings are in the books. Severance 5, Fort Morgan 1 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Let's move to the bottom of the 4th inning. Tyler Baker leads off. He lined out to left field on the front end of what ended up being a double play. The pitch swung on and tapped foul to the screen. No balls and 1 strike. The stretch and the offering, and that fastball is down and in. 1-1. Laying down the sign is Dominguez. And the pitch swung on line. That's a base hit inside the left field line for Tyler Baker. He's going to round first. Is he going to head towards second? And he's going to be in there with a sliding double. Baker with a big base hit to begin the bottom of the 4th inning. And that'll bring up Angel Lopez. Tyler Baker comes up with Fort Morgan's 2nd hit of the game. And a courtesy runner at 2nd as well. For Fort Morgan, that might be Acosta out there. Out of the stretch. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Threw him a big-time hook. It's 0-1. And the offering. Swing and a miss and a ball in the dirt. Another curveball. No balls and 2 strikes. Oh, 0-2 to Lopez. Bright delivers. Swing and a miss. 3 pitches in the dirt, or the last 2. The throw to first going to be in time, and the runner advances to third. 1 down. Strikeout number 6 for Mason Bright. Chase Redding, line to right. His first time up. Mason Bright to the plate. Swung on and grounded to first. This will score the run. Stepping in the bag is Dylan Jost. Acosta crosses home plate. Well, it says 1-9, but I don't know if there's a 1-9. It's either way, it's 5-2. Check out the roster here for Fort Morgan. Unless it's Acosta, there's no 1-9. Here's Jaden Carrera, who grounded to second. The pitch. Breaking ball is low. 1 ball and no strikes. The Mustangs are hanging around. They're down 5-2. In the bottom of the 4th inning. Mason Bright delivers. Fastball inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Dominguez getting the sign from the dugout. And the pitch. Low. 3-0. On deck is Langford, the pitch. Fastball right there for a strike down the middle, belt high. It's 3-1. Langford on deck. You'd love to get him up there in this inning. Bright has thrown 64 pitches. The 65th is swung on and grounded towards right field. To his left is Awuniak, and he can't make the play. It'll be a base hit in the hole. We'll call that a straight-up base hit. Not an easy play for the second baseman ranging to his left near the edge of the grass. Whoa. Okay, I don't know what happened here, but Jesus Franco's going to hit. Well, Fort Morgan's best hitter is not going to be in there. I'm not sure why Langford is not up there, but it's going to be Franco instead. The pitch. Swung on, hit slowly on the ground left side. Tamburo to his left. Then he can't come up with it. Throw back to second and safe. Oh, man. Carrera nearly overran second. It'll be another error. Well, the other one was a base hit, but that's an error on Tamburo, his second of the game. Here's Trey Romero. So Franco reaches. Both teams have multiple errors. Romero has singled and struck out. He can tie the game with a home run, and he's got power. This is the top of the hour. KPRB, Brush, Fort Morgan, Morgan County's B106. The offering. Swung on line, base hit into left field. Let's see if Carrera can score. He steps on third, being sent towards the plate. He's going to be out by a mile as the relay and the throw, and he's gunned down. That was not even close. He was out by 25 feet. Yeah, he should not have been sent. It's a base hit, but we head to the 5th inning, and that's unfortunate. He should have been held up at third. He was out by at least 20 feet. With the score, Severance 5, Fort Morgan 2 on B106, B106.com, and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Let's head to the top of the 5th inning. The Mustangs scored a run, but gunned down at the plate was Jaden Carrera on a play, quite frankly, he had no chance of scoring on. 7-5-2 on that relay, and he was out big time. Definitely should have been held up, which would have sent up David Keller with the bases loaded. Instead, he'll lead off the bottom of the 5th inning. Trey Romero's been throwing the ball really well. Mason Bright has been the one who's killed him. The pitch, and he takes a bender in the dirt. Bright with an RBI single and a bases-clearing double, and those were 3 unearned runs because it was preceded by an error. The pitch swung on and popped up into shallow left center field. Keller to his right, and to his left is Aguirre, and he makes the catch for the out.
Now batting number 6, Bryson Flores.
Well, that probably was Aguirre that scored the... Nope, couldn't have been. 1 down. 1 down for Bryson Ferris. And the offering inside. 1 ball and no strikes, a walk and a pop out for this right-handed hitter. All right-handed hitting lineup for Severance. The pitch swung on and fouled as he reached for that baseball. Count levels at 1-1. The Mustangs did pick up 3 hits in the inning, but scored just 1 run. And the offering. Breaking ball's a strike on the outer half. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The pitch. Swung on and tapped foul along the third base side. Trey Romero has retired 6 in a row. He's thrown 79 pitches through 4 1/3. And he kicks and fires. Breaking ball is up and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Romero to the plate. Swung on line and a base hit. Oh, man, that was nearly backhanded by Carrera. Hit like a shot out there into left field. And that snaps the string as Ferris reaches. Jost has hit into a fielder's choice and gotten a base hit. 1 for 2 of the game. Again, you keep it at 5-2. This team lost to Niwot. The pitch. Swung on, driven into the right center field gap, but Keller to his left is going to come in and make the running grab for the out. David Keller with a ton of closing speed. Back to first as Ferris, 2 down. For Joe Tamburo, who has lined out and struck out. And this is the thing, is that Romero's starting to minimize the pitches he's throwing per inning. Just pitching to contact. 2-step lead at first, the pitch. Breaking ball is just a little bit low. 1 ball and no strikes. To Joe Tamburo. Tamburo likes to go the other way. He's a good hitter to right center and right field. Awaiting the pitch. Throw back to first, nothing doing. Ferris doesn't have much of a lead. Romero's allowed 7 hits. 5 runs, only 2 earned. 1 ball and no strikes. The pitch, swung on and grounded foul along the third base side. Count even at 1-1. Apply for the loan you need for your dream home fully online at bankofcolorado.com. Visit bankofcolorado.com. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 on, 2 down. The pitch, swung on and lifted towards center. Keller to his left. He's coming, still coming. He makes the running catch. Racing in, and Severance is done. In the top of the 5th, no runs on 1 hit, no errors and a man left. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning in Fort Morgan. Severance 5, Fort Morgan 2 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. David Keller leads off the bottom of the 5th inning, 5-2 in favor of Severance. And the offering, swing and a miss. That pitch was up above the letters. Keller has walked and struck out. He's 0 for 1. The stretch and the offering. Fastball is up and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Good ball game. Really, 1 error defensively has separated Severance from Fort Morgan. It's a 5-2 lead for the Silver Knights, and the pitch. Fastball is up and in. 2 balls and 1 strike. Heart of the order for the Mustangs, 3, 4, and 5, and the pitch. Swung on and lifted into left center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. That ball continues to roll. Keller's around first. He's utilizing that speed. Throw to second. He slides. He's in there with a leadoff double. David Keller found the gap. What a nice job of Keller keeping his hands back and drilling that double. Now you look back at the last inning. If the bases would have been loaded, he could have driven in a couple, but you can't change history now. The pitch And that breaking ball is a strike on the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike to Jason Diaz. A walk and an error. He's 0 for 1. The pitch. That goes right through the wickets. Keller to third. I'm going to score that a pass ball. I think it got there on the fly. Yeah, Dominguez knows it. That should have been caught. 1 ball, 1 strike. The infield is going to play pretty much back. A ground ball in the infield will score Keller. Now ranging it a little bit is the shortstop, Hertzke. 1 ball, 1 strike. The offering. Fastball right down the middle for a strike. It's 1-2. Noah Aguirre waits to hit next. 5-2 Severance, bottom of the 5th inning. Mustangs with a runner at third and nobody out. The pitch, fouled. Tried to sneak a fastball by him, and Diaz got a piece of it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Baker's got his shin guards on, but there's nobody out in the inning. Well, he's not the on-deck hitter. He's 2 down. Aguirre, as I mentioned, on deck. The pitch, swung on and tapped foul. Man, he fouled that off his shoe tops. A ball and 2 strikes. Mustangs have had a really solid approach against Mason Bright. They had that 1 inning that he struck out the side. The offering, that is taken down and away on the breaking ball. And again, with other umpires, that might have been a strike, but this is a hitter strike zone. That's a good take by Diaz, 2-2. And the offering, fouled off the end of the bat. One with the off speed. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat to Jason Diaz. The stretch. And the pitch. Fouled on a fastball up in the zone. It remains at 2-2. Again, Dominguez lays down the sign, relayed from the dugout. Pitch to Diaz. Swung on and grounded to third. Oh, to the plate. They're going to have Keller in a rundown, going back to third. Now Keller's going to race towards the plate. That throw towards the pitcher. Diaz going to advance to second. Now Keller still racing for the plate. Keller keeps going. Oh! He's going to be tagged out from behind for the out. It's a fielder's choice as Keller was tagged out from behind by the shortstop, Nolan Hertzke, and there's 1 down. That's about the only place the ball could not be hit. And Diaz to second. Noah Aguirre hit by a pitch and struck out. Here's the stretch. And the offering. And that fastball is low. One ball and no strikes. Yeah, if that ball's hit in the middle of the infield, he scores, but to third, it's going to be a tough one. The offering. Swing and a miss and a bender. Count levels at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. 5-2 Severance, bottom of the 5th. The pitch swung on and lifted towards center field. Shane Gockley goes back, ranges, makes the catch, no tag. 2 down. Well, what's frustrating about the last 2 games, the Mustangs have had so many opportunities. Tyler Baker lined out into a double play, and he doubled. In fact, the Mustangs have doubles from Baker and from Keller. The pitch in the dirt with a breaking ball. 1 ball and no strikes. I mean, what this game is proving so far is that the Mustangs can hang with anybody in this league, because Severance is the top team, and it's only a 5-2 game in the 5th inning. The offering Swung on and grounded to second. Iwuniak ranges in, throws to first, and that's going to be it. And the Mustangs are denied in the 5th inning despite getting the leadoff runner at third base and nobody out. In the frame, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left in scoring position. 5 innings are in the books in Fort Morgan. Severance has the lead over the Mustangs, 5-2 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Let's head to the 6th inning. Severance leads Fort Morgan 5-2.
Number 14, Augie Dominguez.
And Trey Romero has thrown 85 pitches. And he'll face the bottom of the order, 7, 8, and 9, Dominguez, Iwuniak, and Gockley. Dominguez has reached on an error and popped out. He's 0 for 2. And the offering bounces to the plate. 1 ball and no strikes. Romero, to this point, has struck out 3. He's walked a couple. The pitch popped up on the left side into shallow left field. The shortstop, Franco's going to call for it and make the catch. 1 down.
Now batting for the Silver Knights, number 2, Ryan Iwanuk.
1 down in the 6th inning. There's Ryan Iwuniak, singled and grounded out. And the offering, and the bender's upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. 1 out, top of the 6th inning. Severance leads 5-2. The Mustangs have stranded 7 in the game. Severance has only left 4. Fastball is high. And Fort Morgan, the pitch, breaking ball, a strike. Fort Morgan has had 3 base runners eliminated at the plate. That's how much this one hurt so far. And the offering, and that's down and in. Well, 1 was not even on appeal. It was that line drive by Baker, and they called Keller out on appeal, and the 3-1. That's up and in. The 3rd walk issued by Romero in the game. That'll send Iwuniak to first for Shane Gockley, who singled and popped out. And again, Romero's up to 92 pitches, so this is going to be the final inning, unless he gets out of this very quickly with 1 out. 2.5 step lead at first. Stepping off is Romero. Severance looking for their 9th win of the season. The Mustangs at 4-7. Fastball right there for a strike. 0-1 to Shane Gockley. Short lead at first, extended a bit. The pitch swung on, driven down the left field line. That is twisting, and it is fair inside the left field line. Iwuniak to second, headed for third, and he's going to be right there. It is a double for Shane Gockley and 2 runners in scoring position for Ty Adam. Well, the Mustangs now have to play the infield in. No question about it now, with 2nd and 3rd and 1 out, but they're going to keep the infield back for now. Adam has doubled, hit into a double play and struck out. Swung on and grounded fair off the glove of Carrera, picks it up, now throws to first and late. And the Mustangs commit their 3rd error, that one on Carrera. He had 1 of 2 plays. If he fields it cleanly, he could have gone to the plate. Holding up at second was Gockley, but that's 3 errors on the infield today. And the first 2 committed errors are not even in the game anymore. Layden and Langford are out. Here's Hertzke. The pitch. Breaking ball is down and away. Hertzke is 0 for 2. A walk, a board on a miscue, and he struck out looking. 1 ball and no strike. 6-2 Severance. That tails on the outside corner for a strike. It's 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 across, and 2 on for the Silver Knights. The pitch, fastball, up and away. 2-1. To Nolan Hertzke. Stretch, looking back. Throw to first, but the runner goes to third, then he throws it away. That's going to be a throwing error. A run will score, and around all the way to third base is Ty Adam. Well, they tried to backpick, and Romero threw it down the right field line. 7-2 Severance, second error of the inning. And it's a 2 ball, 1 strike count. I think he got preoccupied with the base runner too much. Wind and pitch, low. Now he's down in the count at 3-1. Coach Langford might have to go to the bullpen at this point. Pitch number 100 is coming up by Romero, and here it is. Swung on and popped up foul along the left side, and that one's out of play. 3-2. Fort Morgan has been right there in this game, but they just cannot get over the hump. Cannot get over the hump. 3-2 to Hertzke. Here's the kick and the pitch. And that one bounces all the way to the backstop. It's a wild pitch. Adams scores. It's a walk to Hertzke. It's 8-2. Mason Bright has single doubled and popped out. He's hit the ball to the left side 3 times. He's driven in 4. Here's the stretch. The offering. And the bender bounces up the third base side. Baker picks it up, throws to second, but that'll be a wild pitch. And now it appears that Romero is tiring a bit. 1 ball and no strikes. He's thrown a good game. Not all the runs he's allowed are earned, I should say. Down and away, but he's definitely tired now. 2-0. Yeah, Coach Langford will make a move probably after this batter. 2 balls and no strikes. Pitch to Bright in the dirt. One with a curveball. There is a base open. Might as well walk him at this point. I mean, he could elect to walk him and have that base occupied. 3-0. He'll be swinging more than likely on a 3-0 up to 8-2. Looking back, stepping off. Three balls, no strikes. 3 across in the 6th inning. And Romero delivers. Fastball is upstairs. Let's see if now there's going to be a pitching change. We'll see. And here comes Josh Langford. And that should be it for Trey Romero. As we'll take a break, we'll have a pitching change. Looks like Jason Diaz will come in to pitch. Top of the 6th inning, Severance has scored 3. They've got 2 on with 1 out. Severance 8, Fort Morgan 2 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Jason Diaz delivers, and that's taken for a strike down the middle. To Bryson Ferris, who's 1 for 2. First and second, 1 out, 8-2 Severance, top of the 6th inning. Looking back, and the offering. Down and away with a bender. Yeah, there is a new first baseman. It's not Romero. 1 ball and 1 strike with 1 out. Diaz to the plate. Upstairs, 2-1. Dylan Jost will hit next. The offering, and that's outside. 3 balls and 1 strike. Severance is thinking about maybe ending this in 6 if they can pick up a few more runs. The Mustangs want to keep it right here at 8-2. The pitch, down and away. It's a walk. And the bases are loaded for Jost, who is 1 for 3. Jost came into the game batting .310. This is the 8th hitter of the inning for Severance. A fielder's choice, a single, and a pop to center. The pitch, strike on the outside corner at the knees. Diaz out of the windup with the bases loaded and 1 down. With the offering, swung on and popped up into shallow left center field. That ball's got some carry to it. Actually, Aguirre is going to make the catch. And the throw's going to be made to third. It'll be offline. All 3 runners advance. It's a sac fly. Scoring Hertzke. It's 9-2. And that ball almost got out of here. Thought he got way under it, but in fact, that one flew a long way. Joe Tamburo is 0 for 3. That run is charged to Trey Romero. The pitch, fastball is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. And the offering, swung on, line base hit into left center field. That's going to score 1. Ferris around third, headed towards the plate. And the ball's going to be cut off to throw to second to slide. And out at second base is Tamburo, but 2-run score. And it's now 11-2 as Tamburo is tagged out at second. For Severance in the 6th inning, 5 runs on 2 hits, 2 errors, and 1 left. 5.5 complete. Severance 11, Fort Morgan 2 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Joseph Layden will now hit. Struck out his first time. It's 11-2 Severance in the bottom of the 6th inning. Mustangs were within 5-2, and they had multiple opportunities to score. What's crazy about this game is that Severance has 9 more runs than Fort Morgan, and they've stranded 2 fewer. And the pitch is low. 1 ball and no strikes. Offering by Bright. Fastball is upstairs. 2-0. Yeah, they've only stranded 4. Actually, Fort Morgan has left 7 on base. Incredible. The offering. Bender's in the dirt. I don't know why. Why is Mason Bright throwing a 2-0 breaking ball up by 9 runs? I don't know that. I mean, you figure you just challenge these hitters. 3-0. And that is inside. He walked him on 4 pitches. Yeah, that pitch selection was very confusing on that 2-0. Chase Redding is lined out and grounded to first, and he's driven in a run. I think he's going to be taking the first pitch here until Bright throws a strike. We did start early, but we're going to hit the 2-hour mark. Not anytime soon, but soon enough. The pitch, over, but low. 1 ball and no strikes. That's 5 consecutive balls. And Mason Bright's not going to be able to go the distance because he's thrown 90 pitches and still has 6 outs to record. 1-0 in the dirt, and he went with a breaking ball. And I don't get that pitch selection at all. Very confusing pitch selection when you're up by 9 runs and throwing benders. 2 balls and no strikes, but the Mustangs will take it. They're not going to swing until he throws at least 1 strike. Off of first is Layden. 2-0 pitch. That's down the middle for a strike with a fastball. 2-1. to Chase Redding. At the belt, to the plate. Swung on and grounded up the middle for a base hit into center field. And the Mustangs at first and second. Chase Redding has picked up Fort Morgan's 6th hit of the game. Jaden Carrera has grounded out and an infield single. Well, Fort Morgan can make this very interesting just by generating a rally. It's got to be a big rally, though. Runners take their leads. The pitch, swing and a miss. Powered the fastball right by the third baseman. It's 0-1. What's hurt the Mustangs in this game? Runners thrown out and 4 errors. 4 errors. 3 on the infielders and 1 on pitcher Trey Romero. The pitch, swing and a miss at a fastball above the letters. It's 0-2. Jesus Franco is on deck. Layden and Redding on the bases. Mason Bright looks back, looks in. The pitch, called strike 3. Fastballs right down the middle. And Carrera strikes out. Mason Bright now has 7 strikeouts. Franco aboard on an error. This is the spot occupied by Langford, but Franco stayed in there. Stretch by Bright. The pitch, swung on and lifted to right field. Ty Adam barely has to move, makes the catch, no tag, 2 down. That'll bring up Oscar Ramirez, now playing first base. Ramirez not with too many plate appearances this year. Ramirez only 1 plate appearance. The pitch, swung on and fisted over the mound. This one's going to drop. Let's see if there'll be a play. No play. It's a base hit. It was picked up by the pitcher Bright, and the bases are loaded. It's about a 65-foot single, but Ramirez will take it. And the bases are loaded. Chase Romero will hit in this spot. Down 11-2, and the pitch foul to the backstop. Romero has had 5 plate appearances, 0 for 2 on the season. Huge plate appearance for him. The offering, fastball is upstairs, and the count levels at 1-1 to Chase Romero. Severance leads 11-2. Bases loaded, 2 down, bottom of the 6th inning. Mason Bright gets the sign. The pitch, swing and a miss on a pitch that was up and in. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Righty against righty. Bright delivers. Fastball is outside. 2-2 with the bases juiced. The stretch. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Oh, man, got him on a slow bender. Ranging away, and incredibly enough, the Mustangs have stranded 10 in the game to only 4 for Severance. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and the bases were left loaded. We head to the 7th. Severance is in the lead over Fort Morgan, 11-2 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Severance leads Fort Morgan 11-2. Let's head to the 7th inning. It'll be the 7, 8, and 9 batters, Dominguez, Iwuniuk, and Gockley against right-hander Jason Diaz. This game has been ultra frustrating if you're Fort Morgan. So many opportunities. There's been opportunities blown all over the place. A decision to send a runner home that was really a bad one, unfortunately, when Carrera was thrown out by minimum 20 feet. And what could have loaded the bases, then David Keller, the next hitter, in the next inning led off with a double. That could have changed everything. 1-0 is over, but low. 2-0 to Dominguez. 0 for 3. And then that 3-run double by Mason Bright after an easy ground ball was botched in the second inning. 3 unearned runs, the pitch upstairs, and Jason Diaz just trying to get some experience on the mound. He has scuffled with his control throughout the season during his opportunities. 3-0. That's a strike on the outside corner. Yeah, Diaz in 2 1/3 innings has walked 9. I mean, that's a lot in 10 innings. The pitch up and in to walk. And that'll bring up, let's see, this looks like a pinch hitter. Austin Neely will now hit. Another right-handed hitter. Yeah, this will be a 2-hour plus game. And that's the problem with these high school games now. Per inning, they are considerably longer than a lot of major league games, and that pitch is down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Close the book on Romero. And the pitch swung on and foul back. Trey Romero threw pretty well. 5 1/3 innings, 105 pitches. I mean, check this out. 10 runs, 3 earned. The errors Fort Morgan committed were not timely at all. Foul back. And just some brutal mistakes. And quite frankly, they were routine plays. You got to make those. And the Mustangs know that. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fort Morgan trails 11-2. These two teams will hook up again on Thursday in Severance. The offering. Fastball stays high. It's 2-2. Baker out to the mound. The Advanced Agri Solutions post-game show will immediately follow this game. We won't mess around with the extension of this game. The pitch, strike, took something off it, and he rung him up. That was a 2-2 pitch. Caught me off guard. 1 down. Diaz with a strikeout of Neely. Here's Shane Gockley is 2 for 3, a single and a double. The offering, and that fastball is high. Throw back to first, back in diving is Dominguez. 1 ball and no strikes. Oh, did he call it? There's no way that's a strike. On the board it says a strike, but no way. That pitch was high. The pitch swung on and driven in the air into left field. That's got some carry towards the track, ranging back, and the ball was caught. Not sure Aguirre is still out there, but the ball was caught. A stumbling catch in left field, 2 down. It might be Romero out there. Yeah, I think Chase Romero is now out in left field. But that thing was hit a long way before it was tracked down. 2 down for Ty Adam. A double, a pop-out, a strikeout, and a board on a miscue. Foul to the backstop. No balls and 1 strike. Here to Ty Adam. 2 down, 11-2 Severance in the top of the 7th inning. Base runner at first and a pitch. Fastball is up and in. Count evens at 1-1. Laying down the sign is Baker. And did he go? He did on a pitch tailing away to Adam. 1-2. Yeah, the Mustangs have made wholesale changes across the board, except at third base. Swing and a miss and a strikeout of Adam. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Jason Diaz. No runs, No hits, no errors. And one left. 6 1/2 innings are complete in Fort Morgan. The Mustangs trail 11-2 to the Severance Silver Knights on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Ty Adam will take the mound for the bottom of the 7th inning. Brennan Taylor is the new catcher for Severance. They lead Fort Morgan 11-2, and Adam looks like he throws 1,000,000 miles an hour. He's going to be tough to barrel up. So far this season, Ty Adam is, 0-1 with a 6.18 ERA. I guess he looks good warming up. Alan Navarez is now the hitter. Yeah, that's the one I didn't have on the roster. So Navarez will step in. I don't know if he's listed on Max Preps. At least I don't see him. So he will now bat for the Mustangs to lead off the bottom of the 7th inning against a tall right-hander. The pitch, fastball. Wow, he throws hard, but let's see. He knows where it's going. Way outside. To Navarez. And the 1-0. Yeah, that's outside again. 2 balls and no strikes. Ty Adam delivers. Swung on and fouled off to the right. Yeah, this post-game show will take about a minute once we get there. And we might not hit the 2-hour mark. I thought we were going to get there, but D has a nice job retiring Severance. The pitch, way outside. Well, unless Adam gets very wild. Yeah, hard to believe that Fort Morgan is down by 9 runs, and they've left 10 on base, and Severance is stranded only 5. 3-1 pitch. Not even close. Upstairs and a fastball. It's a walk. Here's Xavier Almanza. Yeah, Coach Langford's clearing the bench. Everybody's going to get a chance to hit. So Almanza will step in. Short lead at first. The pitch, way outside. Now I know why Adam has only made a few appearances. Live arm, but he's not a pitcher. He's a thrower. 1 ball and no strikes. The stretch and the offering. Fastball right down the middle. Strike 1. Looking at the home scorecard, the Mustangs have been retired in order once in the 2nd inning. That's it. Throw back to first and picked off by a Miles Navarez. He fell asleep. He completely fell asleep at first base. Tagged out by Jost. 1 down. I mean, it's like he didn't see the throw. And that, quite frankly, was a very easy call. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now out of the windup, the offering. Foul straight back. It's 1-2. That's a way to steal an out. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Xavier Almanza. Getting the sign at him, more than likely a fastball. It's a breaking ball in the dirt. Again, I often wonder about that, maybe just working on a pitch, because you got that big of a lead. What's the point of throwing anything but a fastball? 2-2. Fastball is upstairs. He's popping the glove, but he's also popping it outside of the strike zone. 7 balls and 3 strikes. He thought he had a walk, but that's not the case. 3-2 to Almanza. Line in the pitch. Swung on and lifted over the mound. That's going to be a tough one. Charging is Hertzky. Bare hands, and he's got no throw. It's a base hit. Well, that's the same base hit that Oscar Ramirez was able to get earlier. A little flare. That's another frustrating stat. Severance has 9 hits. Fort Morgan's got 8. Here's Miguel Davila. That just stings. That many base runners with only 2 runs. And the stretch and the pitch. Swag and foul tipped into the glove of Brennan Taylor. It's 0-1. 11-2 Severance. 1 on, 1 out. Bottom of the 7th inning. The stretch by Adam. The pitch. Foul to the backstop on a fastball out over the middle of the plate. 0-2. Severance will improve to 6-1 and 9-3 overall, that is. Mustangs at 1-6 and 4-8 after this game is concluded. No balls and 2 strikes. Davila waits. The offering. Outside with a bender. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Severance had a 5-1 lead after an inning and a half. It was 5-2 going into the 6th inning, and then they unloaded 6 runs in the 6th. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Off of first is Almanza. The pitch, and that's off the glove of Taylor. To second is Almanza on the wild pitch. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Not sure who's going to hit next, but we'll find out. Be another Mustang off the bench. Davila awaits. Called strike 3. Fastball outside corner, 2 down. Well, this should be Acosta now. Now, Jonathan Acosta will now hit. Again, a limited number of plate appearances for Acosta. For Morgan's last shot here. The pitch. Over but low with a fastball. 1 ball and no strikes. Almanza at second. 2 down to the bottom of the 7th inning. Severance leads 11-2. Brennan Taylor lays down the sign. The pitch. Swung on and lifted on. Couple of hops to second base. Owuniak will sidearm to first for the out. And Severance has won the game 11-2. The Mustang postgame show is brought to you by Advanced Agri Solutions. Get a full plan of seed, food, and water for your field. 970-571-2024 Advanced Agri Solutions. 11 runs on 9 hits, 2 errors, 5 left on base for Severance. 2 runs, 8 hits, 4 errors, 11 left on base for Fort Morgan. Mason Bright picks up the victory. The loss goes to Trey Romero. Time of the game, 1 hour and 59 minutes. Romero gave up 10 runs in the game, but only 3 earned. First inning, an RBI single from Mason Bright, who had a bases clearing double with 2 down after an error in the 2nd inning. And that essentially made it a 5-1 game as the Mustangs scored their run on a bases loaded hit by pitch to Noah Aguirre. Fort Morgan had so many opportunities, 3 thrown out, 2 at the plate, another one on appeal. And that really hurt Fort Morgan big time. Redding had a ground out in the bottom of the 4th inning, making it 5-2. But then the floodgates opened in the 6th inning as Ty Adam reached on an error, scoring a run. Shane Gockley scored. And so did Ty Adam on a wild pitch. Dylan Jose with a sac fly. Joe Tamburo with a 2-run single. And that was it as Severance wins the game by a score of 11-2. I'll be back with you on Thursday from Severance when the Mustangs take on the Silver Knights. First pitch is coming up at 4 o'clock. I'm John Beltran from Legion Field. The final score once again, Severance 11, Fort Morgan 2 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.